What is happening, people? That's right. We are Hay Arquero. I'm your host, Guillermo, joined by my co-hosts,
Jordy
and Vicente.
and today we're doing the Copa America special episode. Just like last week, we did a Euro Cup episode. This week, we're doing a Copa America episode. I mean, I'm sure you guys are excited for the tournament. It's a wonderful tournament.
It is. One of my favorite tournaments, especially since I'm from Venezuela. This is normally played just between the 10 countries in South America. This time, we're expanding it, with CONCACAF. And it's going to be fun. We already had in 2016 Copa Centenario here in the U.S. We're having it again in the U.S. We're going to be at NHA a couple games and in Dallas. But it should be fun.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good. A lot of great matchups. I mean, tonight we got Argentina. Well, we're recording this on a Thursday, by the way.
Yeah.
Just, heads up.
Yeah.
We got Argentina, Canada tonight. We got the GOAT starting off in Atlanta. It's going to be great. I mean,
It's sold out already.
It's crazy how many Argentinians are in Atlanta right now.
Yeah,
They're everywhere, man.
Yeah, it's like ever since the World Cup, it almost feels like they travel everywhere the country, like the national team goes, because they know that, for example, this is going to be Di Maria's last ever tournament.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this is going to happen, but we could just have 3 games left with Di Maria. Like, that's a possibility, if they don't make it out of the group.
And
I doubt it's going to happen, but that's a possibility.
Yeah.
And, fans are just trying to watch everything.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw those videos of those streets being flooded with Argentina.
Yeah, Argentina's just singing in the streets.
Yeah, I
outside
mean,
the stadium.
That's the kind of culture that, that this beautiful game produces, and and people do this kind of stuff. So hopefully we can see something like that here in the streets of Houston. But before we get into the big tournament that is Copa America, the question of the day.
Let's go.
The question of the day this time around, very simple, very simple. No particular order. Give me your top 3 FIFA songs of all time. Yeah,
Top 3 FIFA songs.
Top 3 FIFA songs, so songs that came out on the FIFA soundtrack, can be for whatever reason, can be because they're so iconic, can be because they simply were different for you, or simply because they're just such a good song.
I think I have 2 for sure. I have Kids by MGMT.
Oh, a classic.
FIFA 09.
Absolute classic.
And then I have Walk by Quabs, FIFA 15.
Okay.
And then for my final one, I'm going to go Colors from Group Love, FIFA 12.
Colors from Group Love.
It's crazy that Jordy knows every year.
Bro, 09, 12, man, artist.
I've been doing this for many years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I'm gonna leave it to you because you asked me this question. I really have no idea. Like, I know songs, I know FIFA songs, but I don't know.
You don't know the specifics.
Yeah. Artists. I don't even know the name of the song.
Yeah, you have to be deep into it.
Yeah, but I will say something. The FIFA soundtracks have not been as good as other years.
Okay.
As nostalgia.
No,
yeah.
I actually agree with you.
They're getting worse every year.
I wouldn't say they're getting worse, but
they're getting more commercialized.
Look, man. Bad Bunny's cool, but that's not FIFA.
Exactly.
That's not FIFA. Guys.
That shouldn't be on a FIFA soundtrack.
It should be indie, pop music.
Yeah, that's what FIFA is.
I recently purchased a next gen console, and I got FIFA, obviously, and I didn't know that there was a what's his name. Peso Pluma wasn't there. And I was only playing late at night. I'm playing, and I started hearing this voice. I'm like, is my Spotify on? Like, what's happening? I realized that it was him on the game. I was like, yo, this is not.
Great artist. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah.
Shout out Dole, but
it's not FIFA.
It's not against you, bro. I'm not against you.
But for my top 3 FIFA songs, I'm going a little more recent. So I actually had to look these up. So 16 Years, The Griswold, FIFA 15. Absolutely love that song. That song's amazing. And then FIFA 21, Ticket to Ride, Koala. I don't know if y'all heard that song.
Yeah, that's from 21.
Really good song. I think that was the year that Heat Waves was on FIFA.
Yeah, Heat Waves.
But yeah, that was a good one too. But Ticket to Ride takes it for me that game. And then Never Enough, Rex Orange County, FIFA 18. I don't know if you know that one. But that song actually got me into Rex Orange County.
Oh,
I didn't even know who.
You didn't even know who they were until you heard the song and discovered their music.
So yeah, shout out.
So people put you on.
Yeah, people did, and that's what people be doing. People be putting on.
That's why I'm saying that it's not the same as other years, because back then they will take small artists, and people will get to know them. But nowadays they're going with more popular artists.
That's how I discovered Group Love. Yeah.
So that's it for question of the day. However, we're gonna start digging into Copa America. Like I said, it's gonna be here in the U.S. We got 4 amazing groups of 4. The best two from each group go through. It's a short tournament compared to Euro Cup. Euro Cup. However, there's gonna be some interesting matches. Some people disagree with me. The Euro Cup is leaving the bar very high, so the Copa America's got to match that. But I don't know. What do you guys think of the overall groups?
Yeah, I mean, the Copa America, one thing I like about it is that, there's just so many teams competing, and it really is up for grabs. I feel like in the Euros, like, you can narrow it down to a couple of favorites, but Copa America is the beauty of it. Anything can really happen between these CONMEBOL teams and adding these CONCACAF teams, which we'll get into later. But I mean, Copa America really is special, played on this side of the ocean. It feels nice. It feels nice to participate in it as well.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what Chile did, back in 2015, 2016. I mean, who would have, saw that coming? But yeah, I mean, interesting groups for sure. I think out of these groups, I'm looking at these groups, and Group D is definitely my favorite group here out of all of them. You have Brazil, you have Colombia, who's on a 22 unbeaten streak. You have Paraguay, and you have Costa Rica, who should have been Honduras, by the way. We lost to them in the play-in match.
Flashbacks, man.
Yeah, flashbacks to that match. But yeah, I mean, that's a tough group. But today, like I said, we got Argentina, Canada, tomorrow Peru, Chile, which is actually in Dallas.
Yeah.
So close to home.
And talking about Argentina, we're gonna start digging into a special talent that we think you should consider as you watch these games, and some talent that should have been brought up, but we're gonna unfortunately not see them.
Yeah.
So I'll start with Argentina. Okay, they're in Group A, and the first player that I want you guys to watch and look for is Angelito Di Maria.
Of course.
El Fidel.
Last dance.
He's gonna be wearing number 11. Last dance. Matter of fact, I was looking information about him. He doesn't really have a club. He has he was playing for Benfica, but his contract already is either expired or is about to expire. There are talks about him going to Inter Miami.
Go to the boyhood club.
Yeah, but there have been talks about that. But for some situations in his home country,
okay.
He can't really make the decision about his family and stuff. But I mean, 140 caps for the Argentinian national squad, 31 goals. I mean, this guy.
Mr. Clutch.
Yeah, he's Mr. Clutch.
Yeah.
Like, if Argentina plays a final, he's most likely going to score.
Yeah.
Whether he's fit, whether he only gets 60 minutes, 30 minutes, he's going to be there. And it's crazy because Scaloni likes to put up a starting 11 depending on the rival.
Yeah.
A lot of managers that coach these type of teams, they don't. You look at Ancelotti, he knows he's starting 11. It doesn't matter if he's playing against Getafe in match day number 1 or Barca match day number 35. He knows what's going to be there, but Scaloni is not like that. He likes to put a starting 11 that makes sense depending on the squad. Angel Di Maria comes on and off. I don't understand how. To me, he's like, obviously after Maradona and Messi, he's one of those Argentine players that is up there, that you have to put them up there. Okay. But he always responds. So that's the first guys that I want you guys to look for.
Speaking of Scaloni, I wanted to ask you really quickly. Do you think that Scaloni today would put out his best lineup against Canada to show, to prove a message here, or do you think he will strategically maybe, rest a couple of guys, see a few different young options here against Canada?
He's going to play. He's been looking at Canada, and he knows that Canada plays with 3 center backs, but they got Alfonso Davis, they got some really good players on the wings. And he's gonna put a starting 11 with the best, what he considers the best, depending on the squad. There are already reports. Paredes is gonna start. Lisandro Martinez is gonna play over the Otamendi.
Okay.
Apparently McAllister is gonna play. And Julián Álvarez is most likely gonna be the starting 11 or over Lautaro. So Messi's gonna be there, but he adjusts to every single opponent, and that's something crazy. But yeah, we're gonna be seeing, because they have so much talent. Also, we're gonna be seeing different starting 11s every game.
Yeah, for sure.
But talking about Leandro Paredes, that's the second player that I want you guys to watch. He's number 5, playing for Roma. 34 caps this season for Calcio A, 62 caps with the national team. World Cup champion, and he's bringing his level back. I think he has won over Enzo. Like I said, he's going to start, so he's beating Enzo, and we'll see what happens. I think Leandro Paredes is going to have a good Copa America. Lastly, but not least, Lisandro Martinez. I didn't know, when I wrote this down, I didn't know he was going to start. And when I found him this morning, I was like, yeah, that's gonna help me, because he's a really good player. Escaloni likes him. He's not your typical center back who's tall, strong. Yeah. This guy's just smart. He's good with the ball. He's fast, And I think him and Cuti Martinez are the future of Argentina. They're gonna definitely be the starting center backs if they're fit in the 2026 World Cup. So yeah, this is a guy that you have to count on him, and he's gonna do big things. Lastly, the player that is gonna miss out, and I was really sad about this.
Yeah.
I think Guillermo knows what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Is Dybala. Dybala, World Cup champion. When you think of Dybala in Argentina, I think of that play that's is viral on Twitter and TikTok. You know, Mbappe cutting inside, trying to score that last game winner, and he just comes inside of nowhere and just clears it.
Yeah.
And then he also scored his pen. I think he earned the right to be in the squad. Unfortunately, there were reports that apparently it wasn't nothing related to like an injury or something. It was just
pure football.
Yeah, pure football. Scaloni, depending on the players he had, he decided not to take him and go for other players like Garnacho. So yeah, we will not be seeing Dybala, but we'll be seeing Mexican players in Group B. Talk about that here.
Yeah, controversial Group B for both of you here.
You know, we got the Mexico jersey up there. He's wearing. He looks proud. He looks happy.
Of course, man.
I hope for the sake of the podcast, both of you go through.
For the sake of the podcast, we both go through. But man,
I didn't think about that. Oh, that would be awful.
This is so tough, man, for Mexico, because I feel like this group, I wouldn't say there's necessarily a winner, but there's not necessarily a loser either. Like, this group can really go any possible way. And then Mexico right now, like, not really their best, just moment in terms of roster and everything that's been going on. But judging from last games, we've been on a rise. And I mean, it's Jaime Lozano's time to be able to prove himself if he is really worth, the title of Mexico coach, and if he should be the head coach going up to the 2026 World Cup. And this is his chance to prove himself to the fans and to everything that he deserves that. Going into the players that we got to watch out for, first off, Santi Jimenez. This is very, very in the face for every Mexican out there. We've been wanting Santi Jimenez in the starting position in a tournament like this. We've had our Henry Martins. We don't want him. We don't want Raul Jimenez. We want Santi Jimenez playing striker. And this is his time, man. It's now or never. He's had an amazing, pass through the Dutch league. He kind of fell off the scoring sheet towards the end of the season, but he was able to, come back a little back to form. So hopefully that can transition with the Mexico squad, and he becomes that main number 9 that we've been so desperately wanting him to be.
Not only for Mexico too, but this Copa America could set him into a better club. Could be that bridge between Feyenoord, or no, he's at Feyenoord.
Yeah.
Feyenoord and some take from the Prem or La Liga or something like that, or even Calcio A. I feel like if he performs well, that's gonna even make him more expensive.
Yeah, especially right now with like the striker market, not really much strikers out there, like with his kind of build number 9 and stuff like that. There's been a couple of rumors of him like with the Premier League, like with a couple months back there was him like going to Arsenal, going to Spurs and stuff like that, going to Milan. So there's different rumors, but one rumor that came out today, actually, which is another player I want you guys to be watching, con la selección mexicana, is Edson Alvarez. Edson Alvarez, Fabricio Romano tweeted that if United sell Casemiro, which is most likely going to happen, Ten Hag will be looking for Edson Alvarez to be replacing him in that role, because Ten Hag was his coach in Ajax. Yeah. So he likes him and he wants him. Yeah. The only thing is that West Ham considers him as like a key player. It's going to be a hard transfer to come through. So hopefully we could see Edson with a Manchester United jersey, because he's been the man at West Ham. But the thing about Edson Alvarez is that he's the captain for la Selección Mexicana. But he isn't the type of player where he has to be the one. And that's what I feel like is really holding back Edson. Edson looks at the level of la Selección and tries to take it upon himself to create, to defend, to score, to turn back, to run back, to cut in, etc. But you can't do it all, especially at the CDM. You got responsibilities, defensive transitions, stuff like that. So I want to see an Edson more laid back, that trusts his teammates a lot more, and just focus on that defensive role. Because if he does, then he's going to be a good number 4 to be able to lead our back line. And then the last position, I said position, not player, that I want you guys to be watching is the goalkeeper position. because that's a big topic of conversation. We've had Memo for years, decades, millennial.
It's weird not to see him in a big time.
Very weird, yeah.
Really weird not to see Memo in there in the between the sticks. But and it's actually another thing that has come up is Malagon was supposed to be the starting goalkeeper for the Copa America, got injured, not in the roster anymore. So he ends up Jaime Lozano ends up calling Acevedo from Santos, a previous young keeper that should have been given opportunities in the past, gets an opportunity now. Apparently, Julio Gonzalez, the goalkeeper from Pumas, is going to be the starter against Jamaica, but we'll end up seeing how that goes.
Yeah.
And then finally, the player that I think should have been called up is Chucky Lozano. I think Chucky Lozano, I understand Jaime Lozano is, the new era, new players, but I still think Chucky had at least a Copa America in the left. I even wanted him to go to the World Cup. Yeah, he's going to San Diego, but he's got that experience, and not only does he have that experience in the forwards, but the winging position isn't a position that we have set in stone. So having somebody like Chucky Lozano would have been super beneficial for la selección mexicana.
Yeah, especially you have Quiñones there. You know that he's not performing very well. You can always make the sub. So it was crazy not to see Chucky in there.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate. But throwing it back to you, Vicente, we're rivals right now, man. We're in the same group right now, bro.
Yeah, Group B. Obviously, you have Ecuador, Jamaica, Venezuela, and Mexico. Really tough group. Venezuela with the Copa Americas have like a love-hate relationship. In 2011 we made it to the semifinals, which is the best we have ever done. Mm-hmm. We're the only team in South America that hasn't been to a World Cup and that hasn't won a Copa America, which is crazy to think. But this year everyone is in a different mood. We're above Brazil in the qualifiers. We tie Brazil in Brazil. We beat Chile 3-0. There are obviously more teams going to the World Cup. It's 6 that qualify through, and then 1 goes to repechaje, which is crazy. And 10 out of 10, that's crazy. But it is what it is, and everyone's happy. So I think Venezuela has a good chance to do big things, and the players that are gonna allow this team to go far are the following.
Okay.
So take care. First of all, obviously Salomon Rondon. Talking about Mexico, he's at Pachuca. He's been killing it, man. This guy, he's the leader for. I don't think he's the best Venezuelan footballer in history. I prefer Juan Arango, but I think if he does something big this year, this Copa America, he will put himself as first. 105 caps for Venezuela, 41 goals. He's the top goal scorer in history of Venezuela. Mm-hmm. This guy is good. He's from Caracas. I'm from Caracas. He went to El Calazán, which is like a high school or like a school in Venezuela that one of my family cousins and my mom even went to. Oh. So there's that connection there. Just give me your jersey. I'm going to Austin. Just letting you know. But yeah, this guy, you gotta watch him play. He's in a good form. Maybe the best thing is life. Maybe I know he played for Malaga and he was good there. And he was
solid at West Brom.
Yeah. And we'll see. But he's good, and you gotta keep an eye on him. Also, another player, Yangel Herrera. Okay. My God, he is the engine of Girona. Girona that obviously they fell off. If you can call that a fall off.
Still great.
But they're gonna be playing Champions League. This guy is amazing. He's like the ball. The guy who is physical but is good with the ball. Yeah. He's not scared to put his head in the ground and just get the ball from you. This guy is really good, and you gotta keep an eye on him. 29 caps at Girona this year, 33 for the national team. This guy is going to be really important for the national team. Lastly, Jefferson Sotelo, the guy who puts on the magic, who brings in the skill. If you're Venezuelan, you love him. If you are from some other team, you hate him because, he does the, he throws in the little magic. And if you're losing, you just want someone to kick
just want to snap
it out of him.
That's how it is.
As a Venezuelan, I love this guy. I think he can do big things. There's a rumor about him going to Boca. It's hard because he's at Gremio right now. So, these signings are, you need money. But, 39 caps and 4 goals for the national team. This guy is going to be amazing. Lastly, I'm a little bit sad when I talk about Venezuela because I'm not going to be able to see David Martinez. David Martinez, he's a young player. He's only 18 years old. He was signed by LAFC recently. And this guy has been the reason why I'm sad is because this guy has been the leader of the young teams. You know, he has played for the U17, U20, and U23 teams. Like this guy has played for so many teams, and he has been the captain of them. He has been showing a lot of skill, but unfortunately for some injuries and other reasons, they decided to go for other players, and he is going to stay here with LAFC recovering. But I would like to see him. Now, transitioning to Group C.
Group C. We have USA, Uruguay, Panama, and Bolivia. Interesting group. You have the two favorites here, who, in my opinion, are Uruguay and USA. But I want to talk a little bit more about USA. So USA, for the three players that I want you guys to watch. First off, Captain America, obviously. Christian Pulisic, 12 goals, 8 assists with Milan this season. Solid season for him at Milan. Came from Chelsea. I mean, he's going to be amazing for them. And then for the second player, Weston McKennie from Juventus, the engine of this team. Not much more to be said there. And then for the third player, someone that I want to see them shine. They've been talked about a lot. It's got to be his tournament year. If he wants to solidify himself as the 9 for the U.S. men's national team, it's Balogun. He needs to solidify himself this Copa America if he wants to be the 9 for the U.S. in 2026. So, what better way to prove himself than in Copa America? And then for the player that didn't make it, who I would have liked to see personally, is Austin Trusty, the center back from Sheffield United. I thought he was pretty solid for them all season around. He's had that, experience now, and I think that he should have got a chance. But yeah, I mean, USA is making their debut, I believe, against Bolivia. First game against
Dallas,
Bolivia.
isn't that? Is it?
Yeah,
Dallas?
that is in Dallas actually. Yeah. It is in Dallas, so that's gonna be. They should get 3 points there. Their toughest game is gonna be Uruguay, who I think will top this group personally, and USA will finish second. So that's Group C, and then Group D, we have Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay, and Costa Rica. The second Central American team in Copa America. Hopefully them and Panama can represent Central America well. But I want to go in depth about Colombia. So Colombia, the 3 players that you should look for. First off, Luis Diaz. Obviously Luis Diaz. I mean, whenever he's on the field for Colombia, it just looks like he's running at 100%. He's just running down that wing all game. Like it's phenomenal when he plays for them. 8 goals, 5 assists for him this season with Liverpool. And then the second player that I want you guys to look for is Jefferson Lerma.
Oh yeah,
really good player. Fantastic holding midfielder. He's gonna be fantastic. And then for the third player, James Rodriguez.
Yes.
James Rodriguez.
has to be.
I was
James
expecting
Rodriguez,
that, man.
Colombia. He's in the U.S. It's his time to shine, and I think that his experience and yeah.
And you know what, James, back a couple years ago, James had he had the pressure to be the star.
Yeah.
This year, I think he knows that he's not the star.
He's
Luis
not the
Diaz
star.
is the guy. So he's off that pressure, and he can do his things. And I think this Colombian thing, I mean, they have been unbeaten for over a year.
Yeah.
They can do big things this year in this Copa America.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it's going to be good. And then for the player that didn't make it that I wanted to see is Gerson Mosquera, center back from Villarreal. So I think that he should have got an opportunity. He's pretty young, but I think he should have got the call up for Colombia. 22 games undefeated. I mean, I don't know. We'll see if they can top this group. Brazil obviously having their own issues, but Guillermo, talk to us more about Brazil. Speaking of them and maybe some of the issues that they've had with legends like Dino and the outbreak on social media.
I ain't watching.
He was like, I ain't watching that.
That was some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not
that
gonna
was
lie.
crazy. But yeah, Guillermo, I mean, talk to us about Brazil.
Yeah, I mean, first off, before we start actually talking about Brazil, what do y'all actually think about what Ronaldinho said? Because
When I first heard it, I was like, this is gotta be the out of context.
I thought he got
But then
hacked.
no, like this is gonna be out of context, or the media is doing something weird
Yeah.
about it. Like he didn't really type that. But then I read it and I was like,
it was really
What
saying
the
all
hell?
those things.
It was real.
but
Yeah.
a couple days later, he did say that he didn't really mean it that way, or he just wanted to get a reaction, and then that's just a little bit sus. That's like you saw all the backlash and you realize that You were kind of out of control.
Yeah, especially for these players, man. Like Coutinho is probably their hero.
Yeah.
Did your hero say this about you?
The day before he said that, I saw the new Nike commercial with him and Haaland, Mbappe, and Vini. And I was just like, bro, what?
And if you're Vinny, like,
maybe he was just trying to reminisce about the old days. He couldn't see it with the squad, but I mean, this squad, man. I mean, talk about stacked rosters, man. Like straight up.
Still Brazil.
Yeah, like just reading off some of the names, you got Alisson in goal, and then moving on to like the defenders, like Militao, Marquinhos, Danilo, Gabriel from Arsenal. Like the midfield, you got Bruno Guimaraes, Douglas Luiz, Andres Pereira, Lucas Paqueta. But the forwards, Endrick, Martinelli, Rafinha, Rodrigo, Vinicius, of course. But man, what a roster! But the man of the hour, well, the man of the hour of tomorrow, I guess you can say, is Endrick.
Yeah.
You know, and it's crazy because like this Brazilian squad, when I was looking at it, like they have Endrick, and then they have Evanilson, which is like from Porto, and those are like the only two like number 9 like out and out strikers. Every other forward is like a versatile like forward, can play winger or like maybe like creative forward, maybe even striker and stuff. So they're banking a lot on Endrick. Like they really want him to shine before the whole Real Madrid, and they're really putting him on a pedestal. So and the whole world's gonna be watching. So we're gonna have to see what kind of performance he ends up giving for Brazil. And then another player that I also wanted to give a shout out in the Brazilian roster, besides all the Vinicius and the Rodrigos and the Rafinhas, is Savio.
Yeah.
You know, from Girona, like 9 goals, 10 assists. He's a winger for them usually, but he's 20 years old. So it's gonna be kind of hard to be able to compete against these wingers. But
he started against Mexico.
Yeah, so it's gonna be really interesting to see what kind of role he's going to be having in this Copa America. And then as one player that I think is gonna be kind of like not necessarily forgotten about, but just they're not gonna be expecting him to be the main man is Martinelli. And I think Martinelli, you know, through and through, consistently starting Premier League winger from top 2 Premier League clubs. Like this guy is a straight baller.
Yeah.
And being able to do that against, you know, these CONMEBOL teams, these CONCACAF teams in the Copa America, like I think it's going to be able to be a really good display of Brazilian football. Maybe not up to Ronaldinho standards, but it's going to be a show of showboat, I would say.
If I wanted to ask you, if you're coaching Brazil's national team, do you start Endrick or do you? Because in the friendlies he didn't start.
Nah, he got subbed down.
He got subbed down, and they were slow. They were slow with him. They will play Rodrigo as a 9, who's kind of like flexible, and Vinicius and him just kind of rotate. Rafinha more on the wings, stationary winger, just staying there waiting for the ball. But for Endrick, when he's on the pitch, he's obviously you're 9, and no one takes his spot. But would you start Endrick?
Nah, I wouldn't. I feel like the experience just isn't there yet. He would be good to bring on, but at the same time, if they're the way that they're trying to put Endrick on a pedestal, they just might to give him the experience, to give him the play time, to show him off, and it's just gonna have to come down to if Endrick can perform or not. Because like I was saying earlier, they don't have a through and through striker, but their system really might just rely on the Vinicius and Rodrigo like going forward rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, their first game is against Costa Rica, so maybe we could see Endrick start here. I mean, no disrespect to Costa Rica by any means, We saw what they did in 2014. Maybe. No, I doubt it, but you never know. But hey, I mean, this is probably their weakest opponent of the group. So if there's a game where you would like to see what Endrick can do in a full 90 with this team around him, this is the game to do it.
Yep. One player that I was not necessarily surprised that he didn't get called up, but I would have thought that he would have is Casemiro. I know that he kind of fell off on his form with Manchester United towards the end. And after that, but it's still Casemiro, man. This guy's got experience. He could be like, just that experience in the midfield, in the locker room, and with like a bunch of like young players in this Brazilian roster. I feel like Casemiro would have been a good pick for this Brazilian national team. Yeah. But before we move on to our group predictions, we're gonna go back to Group C.
Okay.
and talk a little bit about Uruguay because
Okay.
they're a strong team, man. They're a real strong team and a contender in my opinion. Vicente?
Yeah, I'm not only gonna talk about Uruguay, but I'm also gonna talk about my group predictions and the whole tournament predictions because I think Uruguay is gonna win.
Is gonna win everything.
Copa America.
Okay.
Yes. Let me tell you. Let me explain a little bit about this. Uruguay is under Marcelo Bielsa. You know, coach leads. He's a manager that you either play how he tells you to play or you're out. And this guy knows ball. And I mean, Uruguay already beat Argentina in the the World Cup qualifiers, playing in La Bombonera. You know, this is a squad that is in good form. And I mean, let me just tell you about the players to watch, and you tell me if I'm saying nonsense or you're actually gonna start considering Uruguay. First of all, Fede Valverde.
Of course.
I mean, superstar at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
This guy is killing it, and he already has 56 caps for the national team. I mean,
Wow.
6 goals. This guy can score. This guy can defend. This guy can break your nose with his shoulder if he wants to. like this guy can do all these things, and he's got the chance to do something really big with this Uruguay team. That the last time they won something was in 2011, the Copa America. They played in Argentina. And then from there, the national team kind of just started falling off. 2014, they lost. 2018, they lost again. Copa Americas, they haven't been able to do big things. So Fede Valverde has the chance to be the leader of this team and take it to a different level. Now, Darwin Núñez from Liverpool.
Easy.
I mean, 11 goals in 23 caps for the national team. 11 goals and 8 assists for Liverpool. This guy, he's going to start over Luis Suarez, which is crazy. Obviously, we know Luis Suarez is older than him, and he's just there as a group leader and kind of like to bring the group closer and make relationships and stuff like that. But that wing is a guy that you want to look for. He is going to be a star this Copa America. Lastly, Manuel Ugarte, midfielder for PSG under Luis Enrique. This guy already proved in La Bombonera against Argentina that he can run things around. He can be, he can support Valverde and do big things. This guy had 16 caps already for the national team. This guy is going to bring, good stuff for the national team. So that's what I'm saying. I think Uruguay has a great chance to win this whole thing. They're in a tougher bracket, I'll say that. They'll most likely face Colombia or Brazil along the way if they make it to the final. But they have a good chance to do something big. Lastly, the players, not a player, but players that were not called up that I wanted to be called up were Cavani and Merentiel, both strikers for Boca. They actually Cavani scored yesterday. I think Merentiel scored today. I'm having a little, I can't remember very well, but they played yesterday for the Copa Argentina, and both of them scored, I think. So Cavani decided to retire for the national team since he saw that he's not going to the Copa America. Merentiel was in an even better form. He's a little bit younger, so I would like to see him and be alongside Suarez and Darwin to get that experience.
Would you have had him over Suarez, or you think Suarez is a better pick?
I think if you're just trying to make it benefit the overall group, Suarez.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these kids are in the national team. This guy is a legend.
Yeah.
So that's why. If I can take another striker, then I'm taking Merentiel over Cavani.
Yeah.
But that's it for the groups. That's it for the players that you have to watch. You have to look for. Let us know in the comments if there are other players that stand out, and we'll see along the way who makes the most impact in here. However, let's go into our predictions. Our love predictions. Jordy, take me through Group A.
All right, Group A, very simple. First place, Argentina. 0 doubt they're going to win all 3.
Okay.
Take care of business.
Please, I need you. If that happens, we will see them in the NHA.
We will see them here in the finals. And we will be there.
Yeah.
Trust me. And then for, second place, it's between Peru and Chile for me.
Ooh, you're leaving
I'm
Canada?
leaving Canada.
Wow.
I am leaving Canada out, especially with, I don't know. I guess, they went to France, got a draw, cool. But
Damn.
I don't know. I don't see them getting anywhere near the top 2. So for second place, I am going to go with Chile. I think Chile finishes second, Peru third, Canada fourth. That is my prediction for Group A. But Group B, I'll let you guys. Listen,
We're not gonna throw.
don't fight.
You go first.
Man, like I was saying earlier, this group is no clear winner, no clear loser. Anything can happen. It's really tough, man. It's gonna be really tough for the sake of everything and everything. I'm putting Mexico going through. I don't think they'll get first place if I'm being completely honest.
Okay.
But the other team that I'm gonna put through is Jamaica. I'm gonna put Jamaica and Mexico going through, and I'm gonna.
Really?
Yeah. I just think honestly, if I'm being realistic, I don't think Mexico is doing much, but I have to put them up there. I have to do it. I have to do it for all those Mexicans out there, for the roster, for everybody.
How about Jamaica though?
Jamaica, I just feel like their physicality is going to be able to just be overpowering, man. And throughout in that group stages, I think they'll just get that little bit above, and they'll be able to get that second place. But I'll toss it back to you.
I think this is gonna be the group where people on Twitter are gonna start saying that's why CONMEBOL is so much better.
Yeah.
You guys play against nobody.
But what if CONCACAF just
No,
wins?
it's a possibility, but Ecuador is as physical as Jamaica. I'll tell you that they're really strong, and Venezuela is in a great form. Mexico, I've been telling my Venezuelan friends and people I've talked about, I've talked with, Mexico, you gotta keep an eye on because they're Mexico. You gotta respect Mexico. They are gonna be. They're gonna play. They're gonna have the home advantage. Yeah, they're home every game. 2 games in California, 1 in here in Houston. They also have the advantage that I play against Jamaica first. Because I feel like it's gonna be Ecuador and Venezuela going through.
Going through?
Yes, but it's gonna be really tough because Mexico is gonna get the 3 points in the first round or the first match.
Yeah.
And Venezuela is gonna play against Ecuador, so that I think there's gonna be a draw there, or maybe Ecuador takes the win, and that's gonna put Venezuela, below Mexico. But eventually they will get the points and go through.
I will say it's very possible that in this group, 4 points and a decent goal differential gets you through.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
It's gonna be really close, and it's gonna be up for grabs, and we're definitely gonna be talking about it.
I feel like the
podcast.
magic number in this group is probably 6.
Yeah,
If you can get 6.
yeah. If you can get
through
6,
no matter what.
Yeah. And honestly, it's tough because no team in this group wants to be second.
Yeah. No.
Because if you know that you will most
Argentina.
likely face Argentina here at Energy, so you wanna however you can make it to first, so you can avoid Argentina until semifinals. But talking about groups, Group C, the U.S. is there. Jordy, what do you think?
Yes. So for this, no doubt in my mind, Uruguay, top of the group. The form that they have had recently and the players, everything that they have shown so far, Uruguay will be first in this group. And then, USA finishes second just because of who else is in this group. And it's no disrespect to Panama and Bolivia, but I just don't see them causing any upsets here, especially with USA being in their home turf. Panama and Bolivia, they don't have a lot of fans in the U.S. They're not really going to be, overpowering anybody here. So, I think Uruguay and USA will comfortably go through in this group.
Yeah. Finally, Group D, Brazil, Colombia, Costa Rica, and Paraguay. This is going to be a fun game. We're going to have a game from that group at Energy, Colombia, Paraguay, which is going to be very interesting on Monday, the 24th. Man, it's gonna be between Colombia and Brazil. I think you guys agree with me about that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you rank them, Guillermo?
I think Colombia is going first.
Okay.
Brazil, roster and stuff like that. I went over that, but man, I mean, barely won against Mexico, tied against the U.S.
They're Brazil, man. You gotta respect Brazil.
I mean, obviously, I'm trying to respect Brazil, but what I'm trying to say is I think Colombia right now in this moment will get first place in the group with Brazil.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Brazil. I think it's going to be Brazil.
I think it'll be Brazil and Colombia tied on 7 points, but Brazil goes ahead on goal differential.
Yeah.
And they'll overpower Costa Rica and Paraguay with their players and just their depth.
Yeah, and just like when we're talking about Group B, that you don't want to be second because you will face Argentina most likely. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be second in this group because you have Uruguay right around the corner.
Yeah.
So that's it about the group predictions. But now we're going on winner.
Yeah.
I already said mine. Uruguay, I think, is going to win it. In the final against Argentina, I think that's going to be the final. And they're going to win it. And then it's going to change Argentina because that's where a lot of books are gonna be closed for players. Well, how about you, Guillermo?
Man, I mean, there's a lot of teams out here that could win it, but I'm gonna go with storyline, bro. Last time we saw a team that went undefeated into like a cup like this, they ended up winning it with Italy in the last Euros. Now we have Colombia going in there undefeated to the Copa America. They can pull. I mean, people are considering them. Don't get me wrong, but they're definitely not everybody's favorite. But if they can prove something that they've been already proven, but in La Copa America, it would just give them such a good advantage, and I think that they're gonna win the whole thing. And with that being said, I think the best player of the tournament is gonna be Luis Diaz. I think he's gonna have an amazing Copa America. He's been one of the best, if not the best winger in the Premier League. And he's doing it in La Copa America, and if he does it with this Colombian team, like we said earlier, he is the guy. And if Colombia ends up winning it, Luis Diaz will be the best player of the tournament.
I have no doubt in my mind. There is only one team.
The U.S. No. Yo, that's crazy.
Argentina.
Oh, okay.
Are winning it again. The GOAT, Lil Messi. What more can be said? I mean, it's Argentina. I have no doubt in my mind that they will win it.
Okay. Who is going to be your MVP?
My MVP, of course.
Messi? Okay.
Messi, of course. That will be my MVP in my opinion. But best young player, I would have to go with Endrick. If I have to pick a young player, I think Endrick is the one who's going to pop off.
Yeah.
This tournament?
In this tournament, yeah. I think that he will get the opportunity, hopefully against Costa Rica, and then from there, he'll, thrive.
Yeah.
I even have a dark horse. And I think for my dark horse, it is actually Venezuela.
Oh.
Vicente. That is my dark horse for this Copa America. I think you guys, this is your tournament. You can make a deep run into semis if, you can somehow avoid Argentina. But yeah, that is my dark horse.
What about players or teams that would disappoint?
The player I had, Vinicius Jr.
Oh,
this Copa America.
Wow, okay.
I don't know, man. I'm not convinced with him.
And
Brazil.
That will become a common thing in our Brazil too, because he wasn't as good as other. He wasn't as good as he is in Madrid.
Yeah.
So that's
sure.
he goes on Madrid. It's kind of like similar to the first years with Messi in Argentina, where he was like popping off in Barcelona.
Yeah.
And he would play for Argentina, and everyone's like, dude, just do the same. But people don't understand that it takes a lot.
It doesn't work like that.
I do think Uruguay finishes second. So, I think the final is going to be Argentina-Uruguay.
Okay.
Argentina wins it.
Okay, and you said Uruguay-Argentina final.
Uruguay-Argentina final. Valverde is going to be the star of this Copa America. Same. Venezuela is going to be the crazy.
I think Venezuela.
Yeah.
Be the
Same. It's going to be definitely. It's either going to be. It's going to be a team from that group.
Yeah.
It can be Mexico. It can be Ecuador. It can be Venezuela. But it's going to be a team that no one expects them to just go far. And lastly, disappointing. I was gonna say Beanie, but let me just say someone else. I will go with Luis Diaz.
Whoa! You think
just because that will drop not his price tag. And you see, and Barcelona is gonna be able to just swipe the card. Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen, but I'll tell you what is gonna happen. I'm gonna be disappointed. By who? But not only am I going to be disappointed by the Mexico national team, but I'm not going to be disappointed if I'm being honest, but I know some people will be disappointed over the U.S. I think that both, the U.S., okay, I'll go into the U.S. first. The U.S., has been leading up to this point, we're winning, we're better than Mexico, all this other stuff. When they won the Nations League and stuff like that, and all the U.S. fans were boasting about it. They were celebrating. We were telling you guys, we're not good. Why are you celebrating when we are trash? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Humbled. So I think it's going to be the same thing. I think the U.S. are going to flop. The group stages is kind of hard for them to have them in an automatic flop, but I don't think that people are expecting things. And I don't think that they're going to be able to show what people are expecting.
I feel like a lot of U.S. fans underestimate the complexity of CONMEBOL, the South American soccer. How physical it is, and a lot of U.S. players are not used to that.
Yeah.
And in this tournament, they're gonna face that with Uruguay. They're gonna realize that they're not at that level, and people are gonna be mad at something that it's obvious. I feel like you're gonna be mad about not doing big things, but as CONCACAF, and like I said, this is gonna be CONCACAF or with CONMEBOL, obviously the debate is always there. What's enough for CONCACAF in this CONMEBOL, in this like Copa America? Like one team in semifinals, one team in the final. Like what's enough?
I think one team in semifinal for sure. Quarters is not good enough for
Yeah.
CONCACAF here. I think if you have one team in semifinal, it's not a bad result.
Yeah, and it's gonna be down to either Mexico or Jamaica. But like I was saying earlier, I'm gonna be disappointed with Mexico. I mean,
I would say that Mexico has an easier path to get into a final compared to the US because you have, like we said, you have Uruguay, Brazil, and Colombia in the other side of the bracket. But that does it for us with Copa America.
Actually, before we end up Copa America, I did want to ask you something from a CONMEBOL standpoint. As somebody CONMEBOL, how do you feel about like CONCACAF teams, quote unquote, invading something that is like the Copa America, or maybe not invading, but just like the concept of like trying to like merge / play together with CONCACAF?
I think if it's for a Copa America, for a tournament like this, I'm not against it.
Okay.
Especially because it's held in the US. There's so many Hispanics in the US. It's pretty cool. I'll be participating in this Copa America energy, volunteering with the media operations team. So that's really cool, like them like bringing the tournament here and allowing, obviously, the fact that you have to bring the tournament here, you must allow CONCACAF teams to play.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to merge them into something bigger for like World Cup qualifiers or something like that, I think that it will be not only bad for CONMEBOL, like the level wouldn't be as good, but also for CONCACAF. I feel like Panama would not qualify to the World Cup. Costa Rica wouldn't qualify.
Yeah, like as a Honduran fan, if I was playing Venezuela, I would not be very happy.
Yeah, exactly, and it's just tough instead of like protocols like traveling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to call it an invasion, but as long as it's something like this, I'm fine with it.
Because like from what I've like different takes from different people, but I've been able to understand that some people feel a way of like CONCACAF as a whole is just weak, and we have to branch out and really get into like if Honduras goes up against Venezuela, like yes, like it's really tough, but I mean it's those hardships that we have to go through in order to better our football, to up the standards and stuff like that. I know Liga MX are trying to change some stuff with some new rules, trying to implement youngster Mexicans into like Liga MX and stuff like that, but I don't know. We got a long way to go as CONCACAF, and little ways to be able to participate against big teams is like branching out and and playing against these kinds of tournaments.
Like, the most important thing is understanding how complex CONMEBOL is, because once you understand that, you can build something off that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, there's a lot of you Americans who don't understand and who underestimate the level of play in these tournaments and how complex it is to go play in Bolivia. At so many like feet above the sea level, and then after that you have to play in Barranquilla or Bogota or something, and then it's just really hard. Like think about it, in a FIFA break, if you're like a South American team, you can play it against Brazil and Argentina in just like 4 days.
Just
and drop 6 points in there,
6.
and you're behind everyone else trying to qualify.
Yeah.
So it is tough.
But now moving on to the Euros.
Yes.
I won't spend too much about it, but we definitely got things to talk about. Group A, Germany with 6 points. I think Vicente had Germany winning the whole thing in the last episode.
Yes.
Yeah, they are them alongside Spain have looked like the 2 best teams so far in the competition. So you might be onto something here.
Yeah, I mean they're convincing me. Because we're gonna get onto England. I know people are watching are waiting for that, but they're convincing not only me but the people on the fans. They're convincing everyone like we're doing good.
Yeah.
I mean, just talk about Gundogan's goal yesterday, dude. The passing, the combination, Musiala is killing it. Like everyone is getting
playing their part.
better and better,
and
that's how these tournaments are. You want to get on a roll. You want to keep improving. You want to keep believing, and Germany has everything.
German efficiency, 7 goals already, the most goals in the competition. I mean,
crazy,
killing it.
Then last episode, my prediction was Italy, Croatia getting first 2, and then third Spain. I was absolutely just wrong.
I had Croatia first as well. Man, let me tell you.
We definitely overestimated Croatia.
I literally said that the only team that I knew was gonna advance for sure was Croatia.
Yeah.
We got cooked.
We got cooked there.
Yeah.
Croatia disaster class.
And-
Luka,
Yeah.
man, it's not been great for him.
Everything comes to an end. Him, Brozovic, Guardiola in general is not at the same level.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like this is the everyone's realizing that Croatian those players don't have much time left. So this was like the last tournament where they realized that okay, it's time to,
It's time
like I
to
said,
move
close
on.
the books, look for better talent, and
Right.
prepare for what's ahead.
Right.
And the exact opposite with Spain. I had said I felt like the inexperience was gonna be the death of them. But they're cooking, man. These youngsters, bro. I mean, Nico.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, Nico was
Nico's
killing
great.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pedri too as well.
Yeah, but I think Italy will be fine. It's despite them losing today. They got beat. Listen,
Yeah.
it was bad. I know that the result doesn't say it, but they got destroyed.
They
Today.
could have been 3-4-0.
Yeah.
honestly.
Donnarumma ended up getting like 8 saves or something like that.
Yeah, Donnarumma had a crazy game. But yeah, I think they'll be fine. They just have to win that. last
And
game.
players who were under the radar are stepping up. Like Cucurella is doing really good.
Cucurella.
Cucurella is doing good. And I had Grimaldo
Absolute
as a player to watch.
Yeah.
And you know, Cucurella is
He's-
owning that spot.
yeah.
So he's doing everything I said that Grimaldo was gonna do, Cucurella is doing it. That's crazy. Fabian too, he
Fabian,
scored
yeah.
a really nice goal too. So
I need my boy Morata to step up a little
Yeah.
bit, though. Listen, we cannot be missing those types of opportunities in games like these.
yeah, and especially because you don't have a backup 9.
Yeah.
Like it's him or Oyarzabal as a false 9, or maybe Ferran, but
Yeah.
But-
I think they sold in Ferran today.
Yeah,
It was
they-
convincing.
yeah. But that's it for Group B.
Yeah.
Who is in Group C?
Group C.
Who is in Group C?
Who is
You
in
know,
Group C?
I had
Is in Group C.
England winning the whole thing, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good. But
It's
hey,
looking bad,
I mean,
bro.
that's,
It's not even that looking
It's
good.
just not
looking bad.
it's
convincing.
not looking good at all. I mean, that first game against Serbia, it wasn't pretty. They got the win, but even then, it wasn't great to watch. Serbia had opportunities. They had opportunities to get back into this game and end up with the draw. Your boy Phil Foden in that first game, Vicente. We have to have a small conversation about him here because man, it wasn't good. But I mean, he is on the wing. I'll give you that. Okay, I'll give you that excuse that yes, he's on the wing. It's not his best position, and he should be at the 10. But yeah, I mean, I guess maybe that's where we could have seen like Marcus or someone like that on the wing. Someone that's been on the wing and knows how to play that position. But their second game against Denmark, it just wasn't great to watch. Declan Rice, I was very disappointed with his performance.
Yeah.
Is it time to get rid of Trent Alexander-Arnold of the middle?
As
like,
a
center position?
midfield, dude, I was one of those that was like really hyped over his transition from right back into that midfielder because I love creating players and stuff like that.
He
but
looks
man,
lost. Though.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Especially
Interesting, but I mean, still everything to play for in this group because you have England on, top with 4, you have Denmark with 2, Slovenia with 2, and Serbia with 1.
Surprising, yeah.
Yeah.
Very surprising because
very open.
they are really good. Serbia is one of the teams that has everything to go in a good run,
Yeah.
but just like
solid.
can't do it. Won't do it. It's like they don't win the games that they have to win, and unfortunately, they're always in a group against really good opponents.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if Serbia was in a more like accessible group, they will definitely win all games.
I mean, Group D tomorrow, Netherlands, France.
Yes.
We don't know if Mbappe is playing or not.
You guys see the mask?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
mask,
yeah,
but they
yeah.
told him he's not allowed to wear it. He's not allowed to wear the
Really?
France colors. Yeah, UEFA came out and said
Wow.
can't wear France colors. It has to be a black mask.
I didn't
That's
know.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yes, but so he if he does play, you'll see him in a black mask tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, you have France that first game against was it Poland?
So, Austria.
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 Yes, Austria.
Were you guys convinced for that performance? Because I watched that game and I was like, this France they can always score goals. They show it. They can't
Yeah.
score.
Mbappe missed a sitter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He missed
one
the
on
one-on-one.
one, shot it wide. On
That I was like, okay, well,
That was
Mbappe
crazy.
just scored a goal. Nah, man, like it's tough,
Yeah.
especially considering their roster. Like we're really expecting
Yeah.
more from them.
considering you can only beat them with an own goal as well. Like that.
Yeah, but the thing about France is like I said, they can score on you at any point. It doesn't matter if they're dominated or not. They will create danger because of how much speed they have. And talking about speed, Kante, man.
Oh,
There were people saying,
wow.
how is
What a performance.
Camavinga? How is
Yeah,
Chouameni
the
on
best
the
player
bench?
on the pitch.
And he won the man on the match against Austria. Like this guy, he's a legend. Man.
Yeah, no, he was great. But you have a true test for France tomorrow against the Netherlands. So we'll see what happens there. But I mean, yeah, I had France winning this group. They can definitely still win it if they win tomorrow. So we're gonna see what happens in that group. But moving on to Group E, we have Romania, Slovakia, And an interesting bottom two, Belgium and Ukraine, who I had both moving on. So it's not looking good.
Yeah.
I had Ukraine moving on
We're
for sure.
literally, they didn't even talk about the group. We're just like, yeah, Belgium and Ukraine are good.
Yeah,
Let's go on.
Let's move on. Romania, Slovakia, I'm not too worried. And Romania with an absolute banger against Ukraine to beat them 1-0 in that game. But yeah, I mean,
I was talking with one of my coworkers about Belgium and Courtois. You know, I was so surprised that he's not on the roster, and I understand like he was off, because of an injury. But I would have took it as a third keeper. I was just saying, hey, for now you're my third keeper, but we'll see what happens, and we'll see how you look.
Yeah.
But they're with a Courtois, and they Lukaku,
La Caca.
Yeah.
Lukaku is not doing well, and I'm just surprised. Like maybe you have to change the system. Maybe you have to put some players. I just feel bad for Kevin De Bruyne, man. Like,
I mean, I think he said in an interview once. They asked him. I think it was in the World Cup though.
yeah,
They asked him like, "Oh, are you guys gonna win? Nah, our generation.
That
We're
caused so
over."
much problems in the locker room. I do remember that.
Yeah.
There's just so much tension in that Belgian locker room as well. It's so sad to see how this team has crashed in the last couple of years. But yeah, Group F: Turkey, Portugal, the Czech Republic, and Georgia.
Yeah. I mean,
Portugal. Solid first game, I would say. It wasn't phenomenal, but it was good enough for them to get over that line. I mean, you had CR7 showing passion. I'm seeing Twitter clips of him on Twitter showing passion. I'm seeing highlight reels for that now, so that's pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, Portugal, showing. It looks like these youngsters are playing for Ronaldo, which is very, very good, very cool to see. I'm not gonna lie, from a neutral standpoint.
But you know what? How I feel about this Portugal team is like I feel like that the national team and the head coach is trying to play all the stars, not the stars, but they have so much talent in the roster that he wants to put everyone in the starting.
I know what you mean.
It's like maybe you don't have to change all the system, and maybe all you gotta do is play with a 4-2-3-1. Leave Rafa Leao in one wing. You don't have to make Cancelo like a fake winger that comes along. Maybe Bernardo can just be a center mid or just stay on the wing. Like he's just trying to do a lot complex things into a starting 11.
Well, we gotta talk about the City players a little bit so far throughout this year. Yeah. There's no one on the City roster that has been outstanding at the Euro so far, which many people on Twitter have been talking about here.
Yeah.
Are they system players under Pep?
That just makes Pep so much bigger because he was like, "Oh, you wouldn't
just fuels the Pep."
Yeah, that you wouldn't do it without your players, but look at my players without me, So.
And then another game in that group or another team is Turkey.
Ooh.
Just
Arda, man.
Arda, what a
banger!
Fantastic first game for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, a 3-1 win against Georgia, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in the top two, Turkey and Portugal right now. I think, did we have them all going through, Turkey and Portugal?
I believe so. I know I had both of them going through, but I don't know if I had them first or Portugal first. I'm going to assume I had Portugal first for sure.
I think I had Portugal first and Georgia second.
Yeah. But I mean, these top two play each other on Saturday, so it's going to be very interesting for sure to see who comes out on top for that.
Yeah. And on top of everything, Ronaldo playing full 90 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see how that's going to transition into the next game. Is he going to be on the bench? Is he only going to play a half? Or what's going to be end up doing? Because last episode I was saying that I wanted him to be off the bench and be that leader. He was that leader, but he played 90 minutes. So we'll see how that impacts the rest of the tournament.
Yeah.
Will you guys be happy about Portugal Argentina finalissima?
That would be insane.
That would be insane.
That would be for the books.
Yeah.
That would be for the books.
I could totally see Portugal winning that and people just saying,
And then just,
that just ends the debate. Like, well,
I know it does.
anyway, the debate is already ended.
It's already over.
But that does it for us in terms of Copa America and Euro Cup. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about this Euro Cup, if you guys are liking it or not.
Yeah.
I think it's been pretty good. We'll see what happens. I hope that it gets better along the way, because this is just group stage. Imagine when we're playing like
the knockouts.
The knockouts. Also, talking about the format of Copa America that I forgot to mention this, and let me know what you guys think. You guys know that there's no extra time in quarterfinals or semifinals.
Straight penalties or what?
Yeah, straight penalties. There's only extra time in the final.
Wow.
So that's gonna benefit, teams that are that are just gonna park the bus.
Yeah.
If I make it to 60, 70 minutes without conceding, hey, bro, I'm just throwing 2 lines of 5 back there.
Yeah.
And I'm
If
not
you're Venezuela and
Yeah.
you finish like second and you're playing Argentina.
exactly.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
actually crazy.
Yeah.
That's unfair in my opinion, but I mean, 90 minutes of football is all we get.
Yeah, and you know what's also unfair? This gets the footballer I'll drop to you guys because we're gonna try to make it fast so this doesn't go all the way till midnight. But it's a fun one. Are you guys
Okay.
ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. The first player that you guys are looking for, or the
baller.
the baller that you guys are looking for, has played with Ramsdale.
With Ramsdale. Okay. Okay. I mean, you think they give us a Welsh guy? Surely not. Surely not. I mean, unless he'll give us like I don't know, like a I mean,
No, Ramsdale's from England.
wait, no, I'm thinking of who was I thinking of? I was thinking about somebody completely different.
Yeah.
Aaron Ramsdale, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, the goalkeeper
Okay,
for
So you can throw anybody, honestly.
An English guy or an Arsenal player. I'll go with. I will go with Gabriel Jesus.
It is not Gabriel Jesus.
Okay,
This guy has played with Ramsdale and Van de Beek.
Van de Beek. Okay.
Yeah, Ajax and Man United, who couldn't really shine at Man United. I don't know if it was something related to the coaching or him just not being special.
He was in Everton as well. Van de Beek.
Yeah.
He's been on loan to a couple places, and I think he already left Man United. Like he's not owned by Man United.
Could be an English, so what? You thinking an English player?
Like- Yeah, like a British player that played for United. Or yeah,
British player that played for.
United played for
Played
Everton.
for be like a Luke Shaw.
Could be like a Luke Shaw.
Wan
'Cause
Bissaka.
yeah, you can throw him whichever.
I'll throw in Luke Shaw.
It is not Luke Shaw. So, but I guess Ramsdale, Van de Beek, and Bedouin.
Okay.
Bergwijn.
Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spurs,
Netherlands.
Netherlands. Really good
Because
winger.
Bergwijn was in. He was in Ajax. But
100%.
yeah, Ramsdale.
Yeah, Ramsdale here was.
Remember, it can be former club, the current club,
Ramsdale-
or national.
What was he
team.
before Arsenal? Do you know?
I don't.
He was somewhere,
We can always ask.
but I don't know.
I forgot my my iPad at home. But keep in mind, they can ask me for the career of one of these players. So obviously, one of you can just search that up. You know, I trust you guys. I know you guys won't cheat or anything like that.
Yeah. Bergwijn. So you said Bergwijn, Ramsdale, and then
Van de Beek.
Van de Beek. Maybe he's Dutch.
Dutch.
Dutch. In Arsenal though.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Dutch guys that have been in Arsenal recently, I don't. No one pops into my head here.
I'm trying to think. Some kind of like, British guy that was at Spurs and at like United or Everton maybe.
Yeah, this is.
You know, I'll give you another player without taking one of your chances against because this one's hard.
Okay.
It's Ramsdale, Van de Beek, very wide, and Neres.
David Neres. Okay, so maybe Ajax. Ajax,
Maybe, yeah.
but like Ramsdale. British Ajax. British.
No, obviously not.
British.
No way.
British.
British Ajax, no way.
The only one I can think of is what's his name? Liverpool legend. Henderson.
Oh. British.
You want the final player, but I can take one of your chances off.
No.
So you'll still have two.
Yeah, hold on. You said David Neres. Ah.
Yeah. Ramsdale, Van de Beek, Bergwijn, Neres.
Could be Brazil too.
I mean, Brazilian,
What?
Brazilian that was at
like Richarlison. Nah, I mean,
no, because
So
he
this-
hasn't been anywhere else in the.
he was in Spurs and he was in Everton.
right.
I just don't know
Spurs
about
and
like,
Ramsdale.
yeah, that's the thing.
Unless we no, I don't think he had played with
Dude,
Ramsdale.
where did Ramsdale play before? But like, I don't think he played like at a big club. I feel like. Can't even remember.
Come on, guys. Get a name.
I will.
Skip?
No.
What's wrong with us?
Because
Skipping.
it takes up an opportunity.
Ramsdale, Van de Beek, Neres. And who was the other one?
Bergwijn.
Bergwijn.
Van de Beek, Ramsdale, Bergwijn, and Neres. And I can tell, I'll tell you the last player, and you'll still have 5 chances. That player is Onana.
Andrea Onana. Okay.
So it had to be someone that passed through Ajax like at some point. Recently.
United. Wait. I think he's trying to throw us off.
Maybe.
Maybe
He could be trying to throw us off with the Ajax.
I mean, because
I mean, Onana United, Van de Beek United.
Was Bergwijn at Inter?
I think so.
I feel like he was.
This player, like, if you guys miss it and I announce it, you guys are gonna be like, oh, that makes sense. He's a well-known player. Like, if you watch football, you know who he is.
Okay.
But it's just
you
like
want to use the career on Bergwijn? So I just don't feel like Ramsdale, like outside of Arsenal. Like I feel like I would know.
Yeah. Because Bergwijn. And then we have one more player after this, right?
No, I'll give you.
That was it.
five
Okay, then
players,
give us
It's
a.
Ramsdale, Van de Beek, Bergwijn, Neres, and Onana, and you won the career of Bergwijn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
We'll do
Search
Bergwijn.
whoever wants to search it up, because like I said, I forgot my iPad at home. I've been doing a lot of work at NRG Stadium. Volunteering for the media operations team. Like I said, Mexico, Jamaica, Colombia, Paraguay, and
So he was at PSV or John PSV, and Spurs,
So
and then
PSV,
Ajax.
Spurs, Ajax.
So he was never an Inter. Why did I
Never
never
been
an Inter?
So where's PSV? Ajax.
he was in Spurs for a good time.
Yeah, he was in Spurs for 2 years from 2020 to 2022. So it's got to be like some kind of like.
Remember, you have 3 more guesses. So
Yeah, he's got. I mean,
who's the first guess?
because we had said Gabriel Jesus,
And Shaw.
Luke Shaw. So
Yeah.
it's got to be like another British guy that played in United, because Onana and Van de Beek, it's just that Bergwijn. So British guy, or I mean, I guess we don't. Doesn't the Dutch,
Let us know in the comments if you know who it is.
the Bergwijn, bro, is really throwing me off.
Yeah. Honestly.
I need one guess. At least you guys have 3 left. I need 1.
Okay. We'll just go with
Just a name. Who could it be?
Mine is Minecraft.
Or you guys give up? This could be the first time you guys give up, and we close the episode like that.
nah.
No.
Come on, then I need a name.
A name will be PSV, man.
Come on.
Maybe like, oh no. Yeah, I have no clue. This is hard, man.
Yeah, I'll throw out there's a Van de Veen.
But it's not Van de Beek.
No, not Van.
But I saw where you were going.
And then
2 more guesses.
Yeah.
Or you can give up and we close the episode like that.
Ramsdale.
Van de Beek, Bergwijn, Neres, and Onana.
Neres, bro. David Neres.
This one's hard, so if you guys want
Yeah,
to give up, I totally get it.
Ajax.
Yeah, like Brazilian.
I don't think it would be a Brazilian, though. It could be, but like.
It's not a Brazilian.
Yeah.
It's not. Oh, dude. I mean, it's gotta.
It's a European. It's European.
Yeah.
Maybe like a blend. But then
I was
how-
thinking the same thing, but
how would you link that to Ramsdale?
yeah, Ramsdale is so hard.
You guys want to throw that as a name?
Blend, yeah, we can say it as a name.
It's not blend.
It's not blend.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that lives you off to your final guess. It's not Gabriel Jesus.
you don't think
not
it's
Luke
like-
Shaw. It's not Van de Ven. It's not Blend.
It's not. You don't think he said Jordan Henderson and was like, just completely throwing the stop, dude? Because I mean, the only thing is,
Yeah, I can't really. It's just like Ramsdale. Like how else can you link Ramsdale if it's not a British?
it's got to be a British guy that played in Ajax. I feel like,
But then also like Arsenal.
and like, plus Van de Beek was not there right that time. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, unless it was someone that played at Ajax and at Arsenal. But like, I'm trying to think who.
Yeah. Some play at Ajax.
Think
Arsenal.
Tottenham. That's my hint.
Jesus Christ.
That's my hint.
We were just completely off.
Think Tottenham. Think Ajax. Think no Tottenham. Yeah, Tottenham and Ajax. You know, Europe.
Mm.
I don't know. It's not clicking. Tottenham, Ajax.
Since he hasn't played there.
One more minute so we can wrap things up and leave.
Okay. And then
Tottenham. Ajax. Player that has probably cost you both.
You guys are 8-2, right? 8-2.
yeah,
Or no, this is
Or
episode 10. So you guys are
7-2.
7-2. Yeah. Damn. This is not looking good.
Yeah, it's not. No.
I'm trying to think. Why am I going blank, bro?
You guys could give up.
Tottenham, Ajax.
Or just talk. Just think talk. European.
European Tottenham.
Anyone honestly.
Yeah, dude.
Like Son and Cuti Romero.
it's gotta be Son. Nah.
Yeah.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with
I
giving
don't
up.
have anyone. Like no one's popping in my head here.
I guess
Time is up.
we'll go with Spurs.
I got nothing.
You got nothing. There's nothing wrong with giving up. Like seriously.
Okay, I'll go with Hoybier.
It's not Wolverine. The guys that you guys, the footballer that you guys were looking for was Timber.
Jules Timber?
Yeah.
Of course.
Like I said,
So Ramsdale, obviously.
yeah.
No, okay.
Timber.
Dude.
Like I said, if you watch soccer every weekend, you know who Timber is. However, it's not like
Yeah.
the most known player.
Not really.
It was a difficult one. Like I said, I forgot my iPad. I was planning on doing someone else that was more accessible, but you know, I had to look at it in my phone.
It is what it is, though.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't think of Timber. Yeah.
That puts you in 7-3, and that's it for us.
Yep.
Let us know what you think about Copa America, about the Euro Cup right now. We got a lot of soccer ahead, a lot of content that's coming in. You know, I'll try to get some videos. Maybe I can share it inside the stadium.
Mhm.
I don't want to get my
No
ass kicked
access,
out.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I already have some cool video. I'll tell you, the grass looks a lot better compared to what it looked on Monday, bro.
Oh.
And I don't want to get much into detail, bro. I'll tell you, it was awful on Monday. But I saw it before I came here, and it looked like Pep Guardiola will be proud.
Really?
I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
All right.
That sounds
Yeah.
good. But
Yeah.
make sure to be, tune in to Hay Arquero on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And then tune into our socials as well.
Yep. As always, you can follow me on Instagram, Jordy Reyes9, Twitter, Jordy Reyes34. Trying to get rid of the numbers, as always.
We got GLR Broadcasting on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter.
Vicente.gar.m on Instagram, VGM091102 on Twitter. I'm trying to just put a lot more content on my
Yeah.
Twitter, but it's just hard.
Yeah.
But we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see you guys next week where we recap some Copa America, Euros, and yeah.